Okay, next up we have someone from Down to Dash.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sama Jashnani, and I'm the co-founder of Down to Dash. So, how many of you have ever moved into a new city? How many of you have ever wanted to play a sport or go for a trek on the weekend or play a game and your friends were busy? And how many of you just generally like to meet new people? That's about 85% of you. My co-founder and I had the same issues, which is why we created Down to Dash, an app to make quality activity buddies. So you can post a specific plan, like soccer on Thursday at 5 p.m., go for skydiving, and you can connect with users in your location based on age to do this specific activity. You can also chat and group chat with users and discover events around you. We are focused on the security of our users and the quality of our matches. We also filter out dating-related terms to keep things casual and focus on activities. Our current target audience is the 1.6 million millennials in New York, and we're focused specifically on recent graduates who move into NYC. On the business side, the social network advertising spend in the US is a $32 billion opportunity, which is rapidly growing, and this is just one of our revenue streams. So within a short amount of time and no marketing spend, we have 5,700 users and 60,000 plus plans that we have enabled on the app, really great retention rates. Users love our plans feature because it allows them to be spontaneous and discover what others are doing before it actually happens. And this is just the MVP version of the app. We're adding a lot of features like curated plans. So we want to automate the planning process, and every week, say we'll tell 5 users, you all are free on Friday at 5 p.m., go bowling together. We're also going to add group discounts and closed networks for students, employees, and housing networks. We did an equity crowdfunding campaign 2 months ago, and we raised almost $65,000 from our users, event partners, and other investors. It was really great to see our users actually funding us and how much they believe in our mission. We've been featured in some popular publications like Forbes, HuffPost, and a few others. Coming to the business model, we partner with experience-based service providers, and we sell their experiences and events to our users. For example, we partnered with Scuba Network, and we're selling their scuba experiences to our users and charging them a 20% fee on every trip booked through DTD. We'll also introduce premium accounts with features like Passport to connect with users in other locations, unlimited plans, and also access to DTD events. And lastly, we will gather patterns in our data to provide guidance and predictive analysis to companies that deal with specific cohorts. We project to be at 1.3 million users and 5.5 million in revenue by year 3, and 3.5 million users and 20.5 million in revenue by year 5 using a conservative approach. Coming to the competitive landscape, the most similar existing platform is Meetup, but Meetup operates only in groups and is enabled by Meetup organizers. So we actually position ourselves as a complement to Meetup, and we partner with Meetup groups so that you can use Down to Dash to buddy up to attend a Meetup. There's Bumble BFF and Dina, but they are focused on female friendships, and they do not focus on specific plans. Therefore, due to our user-generated plans feature, our focus on quality matches and user security, and also the fact that we enable individual and group interactions, we have no identical competition, giving us first mover advantage. For our marketing so far, we have done partnerships with meetups and classes to do cross promotions with them. We also have a campus ambassador program for college students and provide college credit to them. And we do monthly events. We'll also do social media marketing and influencer campaigns in the next few months. My co-founder and I have had experience building businesses in the marketing and VC space. Our tech team has had 5 years of experience with big brands in India. We have some amazing advisors, some entrepreneurs, a lawyer, the global product lead at Google, and we've strategically chosen people who can help us to scale. We're using a seed round right now of $750,000. We have 500,000 soft circle. Therefore, I would love to invite you to come on board with this exciting opportunity of using technology to foster real-life interactions all over the world. So, are you down to dash? Thank you.
Questions?
How much did it cost you to develop the app, and what are your ongoing costs as far as continual development?
Great question. So we have relationships with our team in India, and it costs us $10,000 to build the app. So yeah, super cheap compared to the rates over here. So we have a maintenance fee that we were originally paying them around $200 a month. But now, as I mentioned, we're revamping the app. So we're actually spending $20,000 right now because we're doing a lot. And then for the next 6 to 8 months, we won't be paying them AMC. So we kind of work it out with them. But eventually we want to get like a tech person in the US too.
So I'm sorry.
No, go on.
So your costs currently are pretty negligible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned, we were bootstrapped, we recently raised the equity crowdfunding, and we just started spending that. So the first expenditure that we're using the equity crowdfunding for is the new version of the app. And once we raise our seed round, we'll start expanding our team and doing paid marketing. We haven't done any paid marketing so far.
How sticky is the app right now? So I sign up, on average, how many plans are people doing?
Great question. So we have about a little more than 2,000 weekly active users. And on an average, per week, I would say there are around 10 to 20 new plans created. One thing we do is we do events every month. And my campus ambassadors, I make them post a lot of plans. So yeah, we kind of try to increase the engagement with that. But obviously, eventually, we want to automate the planning process, and as I mentioned, we're going to do the curated plans. So every week we'll send a notification or an email and ask users their availability, and we'll create the plan. So that would kind of help them to, increase our retention rate and engagement and everything.
Yes, I'm trying to understand what business you're in.
Yeah.
So you're taking a group of people, right? Perhaps friends most of the time, or new people who don't know each
New
other at
people.
all. Always new people, never met.
98% of the time, new people.
Right, so the first time they meet is online. Okay, they don't know each other, they can't check out each other. How deep can they go to know who they are? And then you're asking them to do what? You're asking them to get together like in a group meet kind of setting, so your geography is important. They're not sure where they live, right? But you are focusing on New York for now, right? And then the expectation is that they will continue to use the app to do event relationship building, whatever their activities may be. Is that the business you're in? It's not about communications. It's not that they're going to share a lot about themselves primarily, but it's really about some activity that they're all going to do together, like a group meeting.
So to answer the first part of your question, most of the time it's new people. So every user has a profile. You can see the picture, you can see their interests, and you can see what they're down to do, their age, and either where they study at or where they work at. We're also integrating the Instagram account to every profile. So on the profile, you can see their Instagram account, so it would kind of give them that social validation. For the app, how it works, we're also adding phone number verification and identity card verification to ensure security, and maybe closed networks also in the future for like college students with .edu verification. So it'll be like a closed network within an open network. And to answer the second part, it's all based on activities. So there's a down to section, and say I post, I want to do tennis on Thursday at 5 p.m. or hiking on the weekend. So there are all down tos, which we call plans, and then in your location, based on, so we have an age filter and a location filter. Other users can say, I want to join this plan. So I can either accept or say plan is full kind of rejecting the person but minimalizing rejection. And then it could be one-on-one, it could be 3, 4, 5 people, and then we can chat and coordinate the plan. So that's how it works. We also have events, but our most popular feature and what we're focused on is the specific plans, because that's like spontaneous.
And everybody pays individually for whatever the event is.
Yes, plans is user generated, so that's completely free. But the event, so the event providers actually, we're monetizing through them right now. They're paying us a commission, but the users is completely free. We'll add premium accounts, but that'll be in the future within a year or so. Right now, it's completely free for users.
Do you do credit card processing?
No, not right now.
You
We're
should
integrating
probably
that.
give that some thought. Meetup is going to crash and burn, right? They tried to change their pricing. There was a big backlash, and now WeWork is going to disinvest of them, right? So I would really put a lot of thought into what it is they do and how you can start to grab pieces of their market, even if it requires broadening out your business plan a little bit.
Yes, so we are.
And that's going to be a big market opportunity.
Thank you. We are integrating credit card with the new update of the app, and Meetup is definitely someone that we're trying to partner with. Like I said, we partner with Meetup groups, and we're trying to see what we can learn from their experience.
Last question.
All right.
Are you anticipating advertising revenues into this, or are you getting advertisers? How much of that is going to go into your revenue?
So, are you talking about the projections?
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, so currently we're monetizing through the advertisers only, and for the projections we have calculated using advertisers. So for the projections we assume that we'll have one advertiser for every 2,000 active users, and that's how we calculated the ad rep for our projections.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sal. All right, I'm actually going to hand things over to, we have a special guest tonight, Brandon Andrews.
We've had some incredible businesses from the New York area pitched on ABC Shark Tank over the year, including the most profitable business in Shark Tank history. Anybody know what it is? We'll talk about it after. Let's get to the next pitch. WeCast, come on up.
My name's Jared. I'm one of the 3 co-founders at WeCast. And what we're building is an automated talent agency and a job platform. To give you an analogy, what Airbnb did for people's homes, we're doing for people looking for jobs in the $23 billion a year media and entertainment industry. We started 10 months ago, and in that time, we've had over $1.5 million of jobs listed on our platform. We've done over 150K in revenue, and we have 21,000 users that we're paying less than $1 to acquire. So in those 10 months, we've actually proved profitability, and that means we've had more revenue than we've had operational costs. And we've done this without raising any funding. So just to address who our customer actually is, so we've had over 400 bookings, and that has been with brands like Adidas and Airbnb, but the customer that we're most excited about is actually the advertising agency. And one of the interesting metrics, which I didn't touch on earlier, is we have a 95% booking repeat rate with these customers. And I'm going to share an insight. So basically what we've discovered is advertising is changing. There's a growing need for brands to be more inclusive and representative of real people and different communities. And our platform, actually I'm just going to share a story. So hopefully I have time. The first customer we ever had was Airbnb. And Airbnb basically came to us looking for a real life same-gender couple that had an interesting experience using Airbnb. They were going through traditional processes, couldn't find this person, and within about 6 hours we found them 8 real couples, and we booked the Airbnb campaign. And just to address the problem, essentially only one way exists for people to get access to jobs in this industry, and that has always been through your traditional talent agency. If you don't have an agency, you just don't have access to this type of job. And because there's only one way, it's generally pretty expensive. And just leaning into the customer side, these agencies aren't necessarily always representing the type of person that these brands are looking for. So our solution is a web platform and the relationships that allow people to manage their own careers. To explain what makes us different, we're accessible to more people. We can find people in any city, anywhere in the world. We actually have a great story about a Trevor Noah body double, but I probably don't have time to share. And also we have automations and algorithms that allow us to be more efficient, price ourselves more competitively to your traditional agent, and ultimately we can save advertising agencies and brands about 20% on their talent fees. Just to give you an overview of how the platform works, essentially jobs are onboarded onto the site. Our system will find and match people that are available, suit the brief, and then the system facilitates transactions, contracts, bookings, and payments. The contracts are really interesting because that takes a very long time, And a huge value proposition is we can do that instantly. To look at the market size, I'm just going to address the 23 billion serviceable market. So that is essentially the human job opportunities that we are going for. Looking at the growth, the digital content is the number we are very interested in. We actually have a great case study of a company that has investment from Mark Cuban and Ashton Kutcher. We work with them on an exclusive basis for all their social media content. And yeah, this ultimately leads us to a 5.75 billion net revenue potential. I'll get to the full model in a bit. I won't have time to do a survey. I'm sure every single one of us has a Netflix account or has watched a Disney movie. And as you know, there's a war on content. People are doubling down on content spend. And this is really expensive and a growing market. And we're leaning into the cost-saving side. So our business model is a 20% rev share. The average booking that we estimate is $950. There's about 4 million jobs available around the world. And with our average booking fee at those jobs, we see a 3.8 billion net revenue potential. Looking at future offerings, next year we're rolling out shoot locations, which is already in beta, as well as opening up our platform on an enterprise software as a service for brands, which would bring in MRR to the business. The competitive landscape, if anyone here is an actor, there's casting networks, backstage. The main problem here is people pay a subscription fee, they don't have access to high value jobs, and there's no
And
Mm-hmm.
then
representation.
you just have to search through one after the other after the other.
Exactly, there's no screening. We actually spoke to a customer yesterday and they were,
No filter.
exactly. And on the traditional agent side, it's more expensive and they're only representing people like in a very boutique way. So we represent more people, a different diversity. And then on the digital agent side, there's a company called Swipecast, but they mainly focus on the fashion industry, and we just have better screening and filtering for our customers. Why now? So the first thing is people are wanting to be more online, people want more empowerment when it comes to their career, and advertising and media production is changing, people want different people, and everyone's looking for more cost efficiency. That just leans into the Netflix, Disney, people want better return on investment. This is our team, okay, co-founder, I've experience in the industry over 20 years, CTO and business development, and he raising $750K for operations in the US.
All right, cool, I gotta go into questions, sorry man.
No worries. Questions?
So what has been your profit to date, and how long have you been operating?
So we've been operating for 10 months. 150K was our revenue, and our profit's been about, I said between $10,000 and $15,000 profit.
How are you building relationships with the ad agencies who are really the hiring parties for most of these ads?
So it's actually interesting. So advertising agencies weren't our initial customer. We were going for the production companies and studios. And then what actually happened, we were working with the studios and their main customers, ad agencies, and they actually started approaching us. So Ogilvy was the first ad agency we worked with. They came to us, and now we have a direct relationship with them. But in terms of general customer acquisition, we will set our meetings, go sit down. There's not a lot of customers, but they have a high lifetime value. So it's worth our time to go take meetings, sit down with them, and form that initial relationship.
And how are you finding the population for the site? Is it word of mouth or?
Word of mouth has been our biggest driver.
I just recommend you send someone to you.
Oh, thank you. Good. Yeah, it's been word of mouth. So obviously our users are on sets, they're going to auditions, they're always meeting other people that are potential users, and we give them codes, they sign people up. We actually just built a built-in referral system now, so word of mouth.
So you currently have a 10% profit margin. How does that change as you grow larger?
So it's actually 20%. The 150K of the 1.5 million is basically the 10% of the market that we're capturing. So that's what gets listed on the platform. We're transacting 150K basically of that so far. And the way that translates is looking at the 10%, we see the more users that we get, the more relationships that we build, we get a bigger database and we can start servicing more customers, building that 10% out to get a bigger market share. We don't see ourselves changing the 20% at this stage. We're just going to start adding the enterprise dashboard, which we would charge the big agencies and studios to use.
Yeah, can you comment on your curation process? How do you actually do the matching?
Sure. So Users sign up, they add basic information about the kind of jobs that they're looking for, the rates that they would work with, and we also capture their previous work history. Then when the brands upload jobs, or jobs get uploaded, they have a certain set of criteria, and the system will first filter based on like key requirements, for example, like age, city, availability, and if you've done a job for another similar product in the past, you would be disqualified from basically doing a brand for Adidas if you did one for Nike. And then we basically filter on other like character types. So a brand can say we're looking for a surfer. We filter people based on their surfing experience.
So if they get chosen, do they do a contract with the company?
So yeah, it's a per job contract. We just added now contracts that our users can sign 7-day contracts with us, which is defensibility for the user side. But if you book a job, you'll get a per job contract with you and Adidas that we've
But if they
facilitated.
go beyond that and they don't cut you in, you're a marketplace.
So you're saying the brand tries to bypass us?
Correct.
So the brand wouldn't try to bypass us because we don't charge the brand like other competitors do. So they're not actually paying another 20% on top of their fee. There's no cost to work with us. We alleviate all the admin. We take away the risk. So if you're Adidas and you want to transact with me, say 50K to be on set tomorrow, it's not worth the risk that I don't show up because your entire production basically depends on me being there. That brand wants someone to be, a certain party to be responsible. And for that reason, they'll go through our platform because we provide surety basically for
Very impressive.
Thank you very much.
Are you pursuing any other verticals, or is this the only one? Because it strikes me that this is effectively a human capital marketplace, right? And maybe you guys are the most first mover advantage folks with more bells and whistles. You know.
Great question. So right now, we have the relationships in the industry, and we're starting off just with film production and media. So it's people now, but we are going into spaces, as mentioned, with shoot locations. But it's definitely something that we're looking at in terms of offering the management of people in other spaces.
The market for extras is probably bigger than the market for talent or advertising, and in that, the contracting, the payment, all that is a huge issue.
Definitely, and that's, I mean, the extras is essentially our low-hanging fruit. It's really simple to do big bookings. There's lots of people, and because we automate that, we can do that in a much quicker time frame. So
that's actually a very, very big market.
We actually just did a job now for, I could probably say, for Love Island, and we had all the extras as well as people featured. Yeah, they're doing a promo in Cape Town. So it's interesting. So most people either go to an extras person or a traditional agent that is like the main on-camera person. But with us, they will go get the traditional, like the main person, the extras, and so we basically can service the whole job. And that's kind of the long-term objective, is to have every single person on set through us, every location, every crew, every creative.
Are you a C Corp in the US, Delaware?
Yeah. So C Corp, Delaware.
All right. Thank you very much, man. Okay, so who knows most profitable company in Shark Tank history? Who knows? Who?
We're going to give out a free shirt too, by the way.
Oh, a free shirt for the right answer?
Yeah. We're going to do it at the end, but we can do one now.
Okay, great. Scrub Daddy? What's the other guess? In the back? Say Grace and Lace? Yeah, okay.
I'm going to say Ring.
Ring doesn't count, come on.
They didn't get a deal.
The board, no, it's up there, but not, yep, what do you think?
The cozy shirt, whatever that sweatshirt thing.
Oh, yeah, top 5, but not number 1.
Coffee meets bagel?
Nope.
Squatty potty?
Nope, top 3, so get warmer. Yep, it is, exactly.
What was it?
Bombas. Yeah, Bombas. So it is a mission-driven business. They create stocks.
One of the judges from the